I can imagine the neglect of the words that came from the prophet Malachi. And as the last words left the mouth of the Father, I can imagine that as the last wave from the bottom of his vocal cords reached the top of his mouth, it left a seal. Meanwhile, the children of Israel deemed it uncanny for the Lord, their guide, to shut his mouth and deny their prosperity for any moment of time. I can imagine the wall being set up for the unknown collision. They were about to hit a wall for 400 years and were unaware. Can you imagine what they would hear? For 400 years there was silence. For 400 years they waited. They waited for rain as they began to realize that thunder from a storm would be the closest that they would get to hearing the thunderous boom of what sounded like the Lord's voice again. I can imagine the questions of if love would ever come down again. Darkness finally had another chance to throw a punch in the faces of God's people. I can imagine the darkness rushing in like blood rushes to the rest of the body from the heart, contaminating every inch of their veins and marking its victims one by one off its chart. I can imagine the unborn babies pleading on behalf of the parents that they had yet to meet for God to just open up his mouth and speak. I can hear them say, "God, how long will you stay away? How long will we continue to pray and the wind pick up our words and carry them away? How long will our words not move you?" And to wait is all they had hoped to do. As time moved from Alexander the Great to King Herod the Great, I can imagine the anticipation in the eyes of God. As soon as King Herod got comfortable on the throne, his stomach swollen with pride, the next move of God in the form of a baby drew close to prick his side. The people of God's minds were about to be blown. And suddenly, after 400 years, as the Father's lips would part ways, the light would shine through the darkness, cut through like a double-edged sword. His supremeness was about to break into the womb of a virgin to render us all the promised Messiah, Jesus. And his life in obedience to being about his Father's business, even on that tree, and temporary death was the key to get us the greatest gift, our eternal reward, life. And how beautiful would this birth be, the Almighty becoming flesh to be born where animals lay and die on a tree. See, God was about to break the sound barrier with a squalling baby boy. The precious lamb, the great I am wrapped in a baby's flesh. Talk about actions speaking louder than words. In his time on the earth, he, the word, would speak no words that his actions would not back up. Jesus, the beauty of his thoughts and the calmness of his smile was about to make those years of waiting worthwhile. Jesus, the Son of God, was about to humble us all with his lifestyle of meekness, but still in his might show how he controlled a lightning rod. Jesus, the Prince of Peace, Jesus, the Lamb of God, Jesus, the light of the world, Jesus, the name above all names, Jesus. The lifter of our heads was about to step on the scene and make alive all that was dead. Jesus, the Son of the Father whom nothing could be created without, was about to blaze through the darkness, a light that no one could put out.